Hey there, I'm Sean. Hope you're all doing well. Today I'm chatting about Pluto going out of bounds, which is a rare event. This is happening from the 29th of August to the 22nd of November, and then a few times until 2030. Then we won't see this for 3,000 years. This must be big. So I thought I would chat about this generally, and then look at each sign. So listen to my intro and then scroll down for your sun, moon, and rising sign. Your rising sign will be the most accurate by far here. So what does it mean that Pluto has gone out of bounds? Pluto has its normal cycle around the sun, but on very rare events it falls outside the sun's scope. Imagine the solar system as a giant cosmic classroom, and the sun is the principal. All the planets usually stay within a certain range, like students staying inside the schoolyard. But sometimes a planet wanders outside the boundaries of the sun's reach. That's called being out of bounds. When a planet goes out of bounds, it's like a student sneaking out of school and doing their own thing, rebellious, wild, and unpredictable. They're no longer following the usual rules. Instead, they express themselves in extreme or unconventional ways. Now, Pluto is already the bad boy of the Zodiac. It rules transformation, power, secrets, and deep psychological stuff. So when Pluto goes out of bounds, it's like that bad boy not just skipping class, but hacking the school system, starting a revolution, or exposing the principal's secrets. It's intense, dramatic, and often world-shaking. Pluto is the planet of transformation, power, death, rebirth, and the underworld. It rules over the hidden, the taboo, and the psychological forces that shape our lives. Think of the currents in an ocean. Pluto doesn't do surface-level change. It goes deep, excavating the soul to expose what's rotten and regenerate what's true. It's the cosmic compost maker, turning decay into fertile ground for evolution. So Pluto is currently in Aquarius, who is also a bit of a bad boy. Typically, Aquarius is the sign of innovation, rebellion, technology, networks, and collective ideals. It's future-focused, unconventional, and often concerned with the greater good. So when we put Pluto out of bounds with Aquarius, we're dealing with very rebellious energy, maybe even revolutionary or extreme, maybe rogue. So what can we expect? This transit is about ordinary people accessing extraordinary power. I think we can expect collective uprisings and empowerment through tech and networks. Don't be surprised if we see unknown people suddenly claiming their power and becoming mega successful. We may also see breakdowns of outdated hierarchies or old-fashioned structures toppling like the tower in the tarot. Pluto in Aquarius out of bounds is like Prometheus stealing fire from the gods. Except this time, the fire is data, AI, and decentralized systems. A quick political example. In the UK over the last 100 years, we have seen the Labour Party and Conservatives fight it out as the two main parties. It would not be surprising to me if a new bad boy on the block suddenly rises up and takes the power. The same in the US, where we have the Democrats and the Republicans as the two major forces. There could be a shake-up here too. Traditional religion may experience similar patterns. At a more negative level, dangerous cults will become popular. So think of sudden transformation without a safety net, pushing humanity to confront the profane, reclaim power from corrupt systems, and birth entirely new ways of being. Historically, Pluto out of bounds has coincided with massive societal upheavals, either through tyranny and empire building, when Pluto is out of bounds north, or grassroots revolutions and reformations, when Pluto is out of bounds south. For example, Pluto out of bounds north from 1938 to 1953 saw the rise of dictators, World War II, the atomic bomb, and the creation of global institutions like the UN. Earlier cycles included the rise of Genghis Khan, the fall of Constantinople, and the transformation of the Roman Republic into the Roman Empire. In contrast, Pluto out of bounds south from 1775-1796, aligned with the American and French revolutions, and from 1524-1553, it fueled the Protestant Reformation. With Pluto now out of bounds in Aquarius, we stand at the edge of another such threshold, one that could redefine technology and collective identity for centuries to come. But let's look at each sign, so you get an idea of where the energy might be felt by you. Hi, Aries. Pluto out of bounds is in your 11th house, so expect radical shifts in your social circles, friends, and alliances. You may become a powerful voice in group movements or experience intense dynamics with friends. Your influence in communities could surge. Use it wisely. Hi, Taurus. Pluto out of bounds is in your 10th house of career and public image. Expect power struggles or breakthroughs in your professional life. You could rise to prominence or challenge existing hierarchies. Be mindful of how you wield authority. Pluto rewards integrity and punishes manipulation. Some of you could change your job radically. Think an accountant becoming a swimming coach. Hi, Gemini. Pluto out of bounds is in your 9th house of beliefs, education, publishing. So expect a major transformation of your worldview. You may dive into taboo philosophies or become a disruptive voice in academia or media. Expect intense shifts in how you teach, learn, or share ideas. Cults will be alluring, so be careful. Hi, Cancer. Pluto out of bounds is in your 8th house of sex, intimacy, shared money, and shadow work. This is particularly powerful as Pluto rules the 8th house. At a surface level, something big could, please, not will, happen in the wealth front. You could gain or lose a massive inheritance, for example. Maybe win some money or get an insurance payout. This will depend on your specific chart, but expect wealth transformation like a massive wave while Pluto is out of bounds. At a deeper level, you need to confront fears around control, money, and vulnerability. This is a potent time for healing trauma and reclaiming personal power. Sexual transformation can also happen. So Cancer, a lot is happening. Hi, Leo. Pluto out of bounds is happening in your 7th house of boyfriend, girlfriend, partnerships, and close friends. You may attract intense people or face confrontations that force you to redefine boundaries. Pluto here demands authenticity and mutual empowerment. Having an average relationship is not going to cut it. Hi, Virgo. Pluto out of bounds is happening in your 6th house of work, health, and day-to-day living. Radical shifts in your daily routines or health. So what do I mean? You could uncover hidden stressors or toxic work environments. This is a time to detox your life and reclaim control over your body and schedule. Most of you are at home in the 6th house, so you will manage these shifts. Hi, Libra. So Pluto out of bounds is hitting your 5th house of creativity, joy, children, and speculation. This could manifest as exceptionally unique or groundbreaking creative sparks or relationships that are extremely passionate, possessive, or transformative. How you seek pleasure could have a tendency to go to the extreme. So if you're already a wild party animal, or you have this inclination, be a little careful while Pluto is rogue. As far as speculation or gambling or risk-taking, there is a possibility of something dramatic happening. I would buy the odd lottery ticket while Pluto is out of bounds, but be careful of extreme gambling if you have a problem here. Know your limits. Hi, Scorpio. Pluto out of bounds is in your 4th house of home and family. You may uncover family secrets or feel compelled to transform your living situation. Think renovations or drastic changes to where you live. Some people will emigrate or go to a new town or city. There can be a de-urbanization trend here. This can also be a time to reclaim your emotional foundation and rewrite inherited narratives. Hi, Sagittarius. Pluto is out of bounds in your 3rd house of communication, siblings and neighbors, so expect radical change here. You might become a provocative voice in your community or face intense dynamics with siblings, maybe arguments. Pluto here empowers your mind. Use it to challenge norms. You may find your words have a more powerful and even unsettling effect, or you may be drawn to uncover hidden information through deep questioning or research. Starting a controversial bad boy social media outlet is on the cards for some of you. Hi, Cap. Pluto out of bounds is in your 2nd house of money. Don't panic. Pluto could bring dramatic wealth here, but financial thorny issues might come up too, so saving while Pluto is out of bounds is a good idea to cover unforeseen expenses. You may radically shift how you earn, spend, or value yourself. Pluto demands you align your resources with your deeper truth. Hi, Aquarius. Pluto out of bounds in the 1st house is quite something. You're the epicenter of this transit. Expect intense shifts in how you present yourself, assert power, and navigate autonomy. This is your rebirth moment. New dramatic versions of you may appear. Let your inner bad boy come out to play, but be wise and don't go too far. Hi, Pisces. Pluto is out of bounds in your 12th house of the subconscious, solitude and spirituality. Key themes here are shadow integration and spiritual awakening. Think the hermit in the tarot. You may confront hidden fears or experience profound mystical insights. Pluto here wants you to purge what's been buried and reclaim your inner light. While sometimes hard, Pluto out of bounds for you will lead to major spiritual growth.